Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And to all my brothers out here preaching this truth to you, I say Shalom. This is Amatazar from the Chicago camp coming back at you again with another lesson. All right? No righteousness in idolatry. All right? No righteousness in idolatry. So I was sitting here thinking, and whether you, even when you're not in this truth, okay, you have a lot of so-called black men, Israelite men, okay, who may now know that they're Israelites, okay, but uh, they've always had aversion, okay, to the so-called Christian church because they say, hey, they're full of hypocrites and adulterers, and the pastors be trying to sleep with your wives. Well, you can't go on social media, you can't go on YouTube and not find instances of so-called pastors sleeping with the wives of men, okay, in their churches. You can't do it. It's all over the place. All right. And I took a couple of screenshots, all right, just to prove it. Okay, now all of these screenshots happen to be of Jake. All right, a private sermon pastor caught with another man's wife. All right, here you have a picture. The guy took a selfie with this so-called pastor on the floor. You see the wife right there. He took a picture. All right, and then you have another. It says pastor escapes death. Okay, after getting caught. All right, so I just took a picture of Jake. Esau do it too. But the point is, even when I was a kid, I heard many people talk about how the church is filled with hypocrites. And you will see it growing up. People who act so holy and act so righteous on Sunday, they be the biggest devils all through the week, doing all kind of wickedness. But this picture right here is the reason for it. Okay. This picture, all right, this right here, when you say JC, this is what you think of. When you think of the Son of the Lord, you think of this image right here. Okay? This is idolatry. All right? So there's never any power in idolatry to be righteous. Okay? Before I came into the truth, all right, I was I did some things I'm not proud of as well. All right? But there's no power in idolatry to be righteous. Okay? So no matter what these so-called pastors, right, preaching and teaching and what they trying to say, they'll be right there in the hotel room trying to ride your wife out. You don't believe them, okay? Because they don't have the truth where they can be righteous. All right? So the church is filled with adulterers and effeminate men and momos and carpet munchers. Okay, these women getting dressed up, putting on dresses and everything to get the attention of other women in the church. Christianity is idolatry, no matter how you swing it, and there's no power to be righteous in idolatry. Uh, righteous in idolatry, no matter how pious you act, you're deceived. This is Isaiah 66:4. I also will choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear, but they did evil before my eyes and chose that which I delighted not. This is Jeremiah 11:6. Then the Lord Yahweh said unto me, proclaim all these words in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, saying, hear ye the words of this covenant and do them. For I earnestly protested unto your fathers in the day that I brought them up out of the land of Egypt, even unto this day. rising early and protesting, saying, Obey my voice. Yet they obeyed not, nor inclined their ear, but walked every one in the imagination of their evil heart. Therefore, I will bring upon them all the words of this covenant which I commanded them to do, but they did them not. And Yahweh said unto me, A conspiracy is found among the men of Judah and among the inhabitants of Jerusalem. They are turned back to the iniquities of their forefathers, which refused to hear my words, and they went after other gods to serve them. The house of Israel and the house of Judah have broken my covenant, which I made with their fathers. Therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh, Behold, I will bring evil upon them, which they shall not be able to escape. And though they shall cry unto me, I will not hearken unto them. Then shall the cities of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem go and cry unto the gods unto whom they offer incense. But they shall not save them at all in the time of their trouble. For according to the number of thy cities were thy gods, O Judah, and according to the number of the streets of Jerusalem have ye set up altars to that shameful thing, even the altars to burn incense to Baal. Therefore, pray not thou for this people, neither lift up a cry or prayer for them, for I will not hear them in the time that they cry unto me for their trouble. All right, so the Lord says that it says that it says, for among the number of thy cities were thy gods. Okay, all these idols. Okay, O Judah, and according to the number of thy streets of Jerusalem have ye set up altars to that shameful thing, even altars to burn incense unto Baal. Okay, so this image right here is an image of idolatry. You cannot be thinking, all right, about this. This is the Son of the Lord, okay, and in church, okay, so-called in so-called church, and call yourself following the scriptures after this image. That's idolatry. So there's no power. There's no power of righteousness in that. Okay. This is Romans 11:7 in closing. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. All right. So only the elect is going to understand this truth. According as it is written, the Most High have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day. And David said, Let their table be made a snare, and a trap, and a stumbling block, and a recompense unto them. It says, Let their eyes be dark. Let their eyes be darkened, that they may not see, and bow down their back always. All right. So you can't see, you ain't got a hold of this truth, you still following idolatry, okay, you're gonna keep dealing with this shit. Okay, you're gonna keep dealing with pastors, all right, stroking your wives in the hotel, talking about having a Bible study, okay, a conference, a meeting. All right. uh what else they call it? uh it's another thing they call it, kind of counsel. Yeah, yeah, counsel. The pastor having counsel with your wife at the hotel. All right. So no matter what they tell you, all right, no matter what they tell you, there's no power to be righteous in idolatry. You got to remember that. All right. I pray that this lesson has been edifying. To the next one. Shalom.